the dark origin and history of Valentine's Day. Let's go!
Valentine's Day. We all know it as a time to celebrate romance and love.
Do we though? I've always known it as a time to get your relationship ruthlessly exploited by corporate interest, but maybe that's just me.
But the origins of this festival of roses, chocolate, and Cupid are actually quite dark.
Yes.
In fact, bloody.
Ooh.
Today, we'll be taking a look at the festival of Lupercalia. Lupercalia was proto-Valentine's Day.
I think there was like a sex lotto and all sorts of stuff. Like you'd all put your names in a hat and start banging each other and whipping each other with goat hides and weird stuff.
Good God in heaven!
I don't know. Let's see.
To begin the festival, members of the Luperci, an order of Roman priests, would gather at a sacred cave. The priests would sacrifice a goat for fertility and a dog for purification.
Oh no. Well, the dogs, man. We're going to start with killing a dog? I mean, that's not very sexy.
They would then strip the goat's hide into strips, dip them into the sacrificial blood, and take it out to the streets.
Take it to the streets.
Men sacrificing goats and dogs. Creepy, but okay, I get it. It was old times.
I feel like there was a little bit pointed towards men there. Do you know what I mean? Like, those men, always out. Bloody man, out there, sacrificing goats and dogs.
It doesn't end there. After the sacrifice of the goat and dog, men would whip women with the bloody hides of the animals they had just slain. The Romans would be intoxicated and without clothes.
This is just some dude going on an absolute bender. Like, oh my god, you never guess what Brian did last week, right? He got absolutely shit-faced. He killed a goat and a dog. Oh my god, that's awful. I know, but it doesn't even end there. He then skinned it. And then he got bollock naked. He ran right the way through the middle of Rome, just whipping people, right? He just went nuts. He was off his head, like. Is he being arrested? No. Other people started joining in and doing it.
There's more coming. Everybody's doing it.
It's become a whole thing. Like, everyone was like, oh, that actually looks like a laugh. I think so much of these traditions just come out of people getting away with shit. He's probably been dragged in front of the law enforcement community.
Throw him to the floor.
And they'd been like, why the hell are you running down the middle of the high street in Rome with your lad out, whipping women with goat?
You will find yourself in gladiator school very quickly with rotten behavior like that.
And he's gone, don't you know? It's the festival of lupus.
It's never lupus.
Lupercalia. It's the Lupercalia festival. Oh, really? Tell me more. Maybe I should get bollock naked and start whipping women too.
And far from being fearful, Roman women would line up for the men and welcome the touches of the hides.
See? Didn't that take a turn? You see, all this kind of like these men doing all this, and in actual fact, it turns out the women were loving it. It's all part of the fun. I gotta be honest, this still sounds like more fun than a bunch of last-minute flowers from the Tesco garage and a box of Quality Street.
And this spine-chilling festival actually included a matchmaking lottery.
There we go, the sex lotto. That's what I was talking about.
Which all the young women in the city would place their names in a big urn. The city's bachelors would each choose a name and become paired for the year.
We were pretty lucky.
Did you win something?
We won something.
With his chosen woman. These matches often ended in marriage.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Probably also ended in total disaster. Mate, a sex lotto for the year. I mean, I suppose that is, as like a mating strategy, that's not bad, because it is pot luck. Like, currently with dating apps, women are only selecting like 20% of guys on dating apps, the kind of Uber chads. So that means like 80% of the guys on dating websites are not sexed. And the last thing you want is 80% of your male population undersexed, because undersexed dudes start doing some really up shit. This is probably how this whole thing got started in the first place. Mad Brian.
Brian!
We just had enough, man. He'd had enough of being rejected. None of the birds are into him. He's like, you know what? I don't even give a I don't get absolutely up. I'm gonna get my out and I'm just gonna charge to the streets and I'm gonna start whipping these bitches. And then the weirdest thing happened. They were actually into it.
Oh, you you mean like huh?
And he was like, oh my god, wait, I could have been doing this the whole time? Why was me like trying to be Mr. Nice Guy asking these girls out and all? Turns out they just wanted a madman with his knob out. And it started a whole festival. You know what? I think I've solved the impending population crisis.
Oh, thank God.
We're way past replacement rate, the way we're going. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is our way out, people. The Romans had it right. Maybe this happened like right at the end of the Roman Empire when they had the same population problem. They were just like, right, you know, we just need a sex lottery. We need to chuck everyone's names in a hat and everyone just needs to start banging instantly. It doesn't matter, you know, it's potluck. It doesn't matter how sexy you are. It doesn't matter how much money you've got. It doesn't matter, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. You get paired up. Off you go. Spend a year banging the hell out of each other, and then we'll do another lotto next year. That might be the solution. Let's bring it back. It's better than, you know, waiting for an overpriced restaurant table on the 14th.
We're totally booked. Really? That's great.
When Emperor Claudius II decided that single men made better soldiers, he outlawed marriage for young men. Valentine defied Claudius and continued to perform marriages for young lovers in secret.
Oh shit,
When
okay.
Valentine's actions were discovered, Claudius ordered that he be put to death.
So he's basically a conservative. St. Valentine got executed for being a conservative. How about that?
According to one legend, an imprisoned Valentine actually sent the first Valentine greeting himself after he fell in love with a young girl. It is alleged that he wrote her a letter signed "From Your Valentine," an expression that is still used today.
Ah, okay.
Now coming to the time of Pope Gelasius I,
They have the coolest names, don't they? Like the Roman dudes. Gelasius. Can you imagine introducing yourself? Hi, you know, I'm Bill. Hi, Brian. This is Gelasius. Class.
During the Middle Ages, it was commonly believed in France and England that February the 14th was the beginning of birds' mating season.
Even the birds are getting freaky. It's something about the 14th just makes people want to, you know, whip bitches and start mating.
Come on, everybody! Come on!
The oldest known Valentines still in existence today was a poem written in 1445 and 1415 by Charles, Duke of Orleans.
Mate, look at the outfits, man. Check this dude out. If you were to pick out of a lineup, like, who's the guy most likely to write you a poem? And it's a bunch of dudes and this fella. You're gonna be like, that motherfucker. That dude can write, that guy can write some poetry. I mean, look at him. This is one thing I know. You know how, like, in a sort of state of post-modernity that we're in now, right? And fashions just keep going around. So now we're back onto the baggy jeans, right? At the moment, like, everyone's suddenly turning up in these big baggy skater-looking jeans, which were like super popular when I was a younger man, say. And then jeans went flared again, then they went skinny, and then they went, you know, boot cut, and then they've gone, you know, skinny again, and then they're like flared, you know, and it just goes round and round and round and round and round. Why don't we never take it any further back than, like, say, the 50s? Why don't we ever take it back to this? Well, maybe it's time to bring back the neck ruffle and and the whatever this is going on up here, like flouncy beret. I mean, look at this dude, he's crushing it. 2025. If you went out clubbing in this, I mean, you don't get any more hipster than this. I mean, forget your quirky mustaches and mustard-colored beanies.
It's a teeny weeny beanie.
This is next level hipster. Look at this dude.
Look at him, he's like a hipster, right?
No.
So, what about Cupid? The Roman god Cupid has its roots in Greek mythology as the Greek god of love, Eros. Accounts of his
Oh
birth
my god, there's just so much in this, isn't it? Like, there's just like layers and layers and layers and layers of like all of these different cultures that have just sort of accumulated in Hallmark exploiting people's relationships. And that's why you have to spend loads of money on Valentine's Day. Whoa, hang on a second. Yep, Eros, what? Cupid, what?
Eros was a handsome immortal, using golden arrows to incite love and lead in ones to sow aversion. It
I mean, it sounds, in a 2025 context, it sounds a little kind of Cosby. It's just like drugging people right, left and center.
Eventually, the tradition made its way to the New World, and in 1919, Hallmark cards of Kansas City began mass-producing Valentines.
There we go.
And February has not been the same since.
No, it hasn't.
And now, St. Valentine's Day is more or less a holiday of big business.
Yeah, exactly. Innit? Yeah, I gotta be honest. I gotta be perfectly honest here. I absolutely hate Valentine's Day. It's not because I'm opposed to the idea of romance or anything like that. I just hate being forced to do it. Having some corporate dude just crowbar his way into my relationship and say that I've now got to do this because it's like, because what? Like, what the what's it got to do with you, Hallmark? Get the hell out of my relationship. You know, if I want to be romantic, I'll be romantic. I don't have to be forced to do it. Because the stupid thing is, it doesn't matter, does it? Like, you could be like the perfect partner for the whole year, right? Being supportive, providing, being a good listener, taking her out, doing romantic, spontaneous gestures. You could do all that for the whole year. But if you don't deliver on Valentine's Day, that's the important one. Again, who decides that? Who decides that the festival of a Lupercalia is a good idea?
Brian!
A bunch of corporate who want to make a load of extra money. Yeah, not one of my girlfriends has ever gotten for this argument.